Hey, what's up everybody? This is Mr. Cygnus, happy to bring you guys my first solo audio commentary for WCReplays.com. Let's just go ahead and get this replay fired up and pause at the 15-second mark while I just go ahead and take this quick opportunity to introduce myself. I'm mainly just a solo Night Elf user, spending most of my time in the upper mid-level 20s, traveling up and down the ladder, just trying out different strategies and stuff. Mainly just a Demon Hunter user. As for my commentary style, I like to try and analyze both sides of the game, both what my opponent is thinking as well as what I'm thinking as well. Sometimes that could be a lot more useful than what's just actually happening in the game itself. So, as for my opponent, I'm going to call him AKM for short because, of course, I'm lazy. And talking for about an hour will get pretty tiring when you have to say angry Korean man every time I need to address my opponent. But as for AKM, he has a really unique strategy that I usually see every time I play him. I've played him about 4 or 5 times in ladder, every game being really good. Of course, I do not win every game, but each one pretty impressive. He varies his strategies from game to game. I mean, you can't really predict what he's going to do, and he's pretty unique. And also another thing that's pretty shocking is he also has almost as many solo games played as I have, which is pretty impressive because you don't really run across that pretty often. You know, very, very rare thing to see. But he's also an incredible player. Level 25, I believe. I think at the time I was level 25 also. I have no idea what level I am right now. I play so many games that I can't really keep track of it. Sometimes I wake up in the morning to see myself level 20. Sometimes I wake up in the morning to see myself level 26. I don't know if I play in my sleep. I don't know what's going on there, but oh well. So let's just go ahead and get this replay started. I could talk forever. But let's go ahead and get going. So let's unpause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. So right now you will see that my opponent has spawned across the map from me, and I, being mainly a Demon Hunter user, like to run up and grab the Boots of Speed sometimes in the circlet, which I've generally been doing every game since 1.12. Usually very effective. I find that against humans, especially on this map, they like to fast expand. So if I see a fast expansion, I'll dump the first point in emulsion, and I'll just run over there and start burninating some peasants. But usually that's not a good idea because later in the game, you know, that one point can be really nice in evasion. I'll usually go emulsion, evasion, mana burn, evasion, mana burn, or something like that. Level 3 mana burns, which you're trying to get generally. Usually, most of the time, I'll just go straight for mana burn and just go ahead and use the rest for evasion. Makes the Demon Hunter with his extreme armor and evasion a really good tank. He's a really good tank for an agility hero. He's definitely my favorite by far, and I've probably taken him to the limits many times. You'll see I take him to the limits this game quite a few times also, risking his death creeping. But that's alright. That's what makes you different from everybody else, is your abilities. Duh. Anyway, so right now my Demon Hunter's taking his sweet time training, throwing down a Moonwell. Right now I probably screwed up. I'm at 1 minute 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, catch up. And right now I'm just scouting right now, running up to the top of the map. Notice he's not at the top, so I'm hoping he's not across the map, because generally human players like to do that quick expansion. And boy, is that hard to stop if you do not go 2 AOW Huntress with like Keeper of the Grove. Really hard to stop. Plus, I don't like using Keeper of the Grove anyway, so I generally don't stop it. So I just start out with 1 Ancient of War. I start out with 1 Ancient of War for 2 reasons. Number 1, the archers are extremely effective for fast creeping with a Demon Hunter. Number 2, generally I get tower rushed or foot rushed if I try a quick tech without any tier 1 units at all, even on a larger map such as this map here, Lost Temple. For those of you who haven't played on this map 100 times. I'm doing a little sneaky thing, running up, just grabbing the Boots of Speed in the circle. I do notice my opponent is across the map. I do notice he has an arcane tower up. That's generally the best thing to do. If I was a human player, I'd always put that tower up. Practically nullifies any ward in harassment, but sure as hell doesn't keep my Demon Hunter out of your base. So right now, As you can tell, my Demon Hunter is blind, as in myself, because I'm just deciding to run through every creep on the way to the expanding area of my opponent. This is what I like to call braille running. But, no, seriously, what I was actually doing here is I was trying to scout out to see if my opponent was doing any kind of, something different, like creeping out those center creeps instead of doing a fast expand. I do not know that he has a Bloodmage at the moment. I do notice he does not have anything going on there, and he doesn't have anything going on in the center of the map, so I'm wondering, what the hell is this guy doing? So I do notice he has a Bloodmage. So Bloodmage, I'm thinking to myself, crap, he's doing one of those crazy strategies. So I just run in there. I'm stubborn as hell. I mean, there's no way I'm going to run across the whole map by boot speed and circle it, only to see a Bloodmage and run from a tower, 2 militia, and a Bloodmage. So I'm getting gangbanged right now by the tower, 2 militia, and a Bloodmage. And I'm noticing, geez, his hit points are going down just about the same speed as mine, so I'm just going to go ahead and stick this one out. I'm pretty stubborn. And both our heroes die at the same time. At this same time, I'm also trying with that wisp in the corner to throw up a quick expansion at the top of the map. This was actually the first time I ever tried doing this on this map. I do notice that you can't do it up here. You can only do it on his side of the map. So the creeps go ahead, bang on my tree. And at this point, I was really pissed to find out that I wasn't able to cancel that tree in time. I guess I hit a lag spike or something. So I lost a lot of needed early game gold. But oh well, don't let it hold you back. I'm hoping I got the experience from the kill. So I'm putting up another Moonwell. Generally, if I do kill a hero, my hit points are really low from a harassment, I will go ahead and sacrifice my own hero. You know, because I'd rather spend the 170 gold than use the needed early game Moonwell. Now he says, who has the XP? You know, as I said before, I think I've played this guy about 4 or 5 times in ladder. And not that you guys care, but that's like the most this guy's ever said to me in a game. And yes, I do get the experience, and I damn well deserve it. After all, I'm the one who ran across the map. Balls out. I go ahead and I try and put up another expansion in this corner. Now, I thought the first time I just put it a little too close, so I go ahead and try it again, and once again, these creeps will come down from their position and start banging on my tree. This time I do manage to actually cancel the dang thing. Once again, I'm out gold, so I have to run my wisp out of the way. Oh well. Back on to business. I run my Demon Hunter down to the southern part of the map. Just going to try and creep out my natural gold mine here. I still have my boots and my circlet, which are pretty good. Alright, man, start creeping. Now, here's what I'm thinking at this point. I'm thinking, okay, the guy's got a Bloodmage. I mean, who goes Bloodmage, you know, unless you're going to do some AoE harassment? I was expecting maybe a mortar team harassment. Now, if you've never seen that strategy before, it's very hard for Night Elf to counter unless you do exactly this. Either one, make 2 Ancients of War and pump out an extreme amount of archers really close to their base and rush them. Now, if that doesn't work, the second thing you can do is what I'm doing now. So I'm going to do a straight power tech to Chumara. Now, the reason I'm making Chumara is because I plan to actually hide them in my base, and when he goes to bring that load team of mortars and AoE heroes, I'm just going to fly my Chumara over that hill and, surprise, you know, bust on his army before he can actually do any damage to my tree. So what usually that strategy consists of is a bunch of towers in their base, AoE heroes with a Zeppelin, AoE harassment on the gold mine. Later on you use Sorceress, go ahead and put invisibility on your mortars, run about 50 mortars into their base, blow up the tree, teleport out. You can't do anything to counter it. He takes out your tree, you have no gold income, and then later on he can just expand, get a bunch of whatever, you know, 100 militias come back and kill you. Right now, level 2, trying to do some power creeping here. Mana burn goes off on the High Priest. That's always the best thing to do. Get the mana down so he can't heal that golem. Inner fire going off. It's been generally the best idea to do is to take out the golem first, the High Priest second, then the Berserkers third, which I don't do. I think I'm trying to trying to do a little bit of micro and macro at the same time. Get a little confused. And right now hit level 3, third point goes into evasion. Reason I do that, makes him a better tanking hero. I can do a lot more creeping at a faster speed. I do pick up the Book of the Dead, also known as the Book of GG, which is really nice, except for Night Elf players, because all it takes is one wisp to get a bunch of experience. And I have that Hippogriff just chilling in my base. The reason I have the Hippogriff there is because I expect that Zeppelin to be coming by pretty soon with like 5 or 6 footmen. So what I plan to do is hide that hippogriff over a tree or something, so when he comes in the base with the Zeppelin, I can start